Good afternoon and welcome to an exciting edition of the Dawson and Denise Show. Hot topic.
I'm your boy Dawson.
I'm Denise, and we're here with the hot topic.
I don't feel like being a nerd today. I gotta pull this stuff off right here.
You're a nerd any day.
I'm a nerd all the time. Hey, but we talking about this this issue today that's been on the news from yesterday, and it's just really blown up today on the sexual indiscretions of one of the most famous megachurch pastors here in America, Bishop Eddie Long.
Long D. Eddie.
First of all, we're not going there. You sent me that text message. I didn't know what was going on. I should have let y'all see that text message. I didn't know this was even going on. I don't watch the news.
Bishop Daddy Longstroke. But anyways, go ahead.
Look, we're gonna first of all.
Yeah, we're just focusing.
I'm gonna respect Bishop Long, First Lady Vanessa, and Edward
Me
Jr.
too.
I'm not going there. But what I want to pinpoint most is this. Hopefully, this will open up a dialogue within the black community on how they feel about same gender people
in the church. Well, different issues in the church.
Yeah, different issues in the church, because you have a lot of people who suspect just because you go to church and you're a pastor, a musician, or something like that, they have these perceptions, not just that you're just holier than thou. But it's not always the case.
It's not always like that. At the same time, to those who portray they are that, that's another story too, and then bash the other people for not doing as they do. That's when the issue does come along.
That does.
It's one thing for people to think it, but it's another thing for you to portray it and act that way and down talk other people for the way they're living, when all the while behind closed doors
you're doing the same thing. And I think more on the issue with this, because we don't have all the facts on this. There are just lawsuits that are being filed by 3 young men right now. And the third one came out today on Wednesday. We'll pull up their names in just a minute. The young men there was one, Anthony Flagg, who's 21 years old, Marcus Robinson, who's 20 years old, and then Jamal Paris, who was 23 years old. And his lawsuit was filed today.
And I heard Antoine Dawson got... Shut
up.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
But I mean, even with the thing is that so many, people think that the church is such, and I grew up in the church, Holiness, Pentecostal, Apostolic, Kojic, Baptist. I've been in all of them.
Yeah, Apostle, they Hollister, and all that.
But the thing I'm saying is that there's so many people who will live and they'll die for their church leaders and pastors, and then when something like this happens, people fall out. They leave God. They leave all this stuff. And my thing
churches are divided in half.
You should have a relationship with God. So if you find out, exactly. So you won't fall out if you find out your pastor did this or the evangelist did this, and you about to lose your mind. Because some people think that, we don't tolerate gays in our church. We don't tolerate this, and we're so against that, and our church is this. But you can go to church, and there are people in church who will steal your husband. They'll molest your kids. They'll steal your money.
Okay, so hide your wife, hide your kids, hide your husband. Because they stealing everybody around here in church. No,
okay, Antoine.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, but you're crazy, girl. But that's true.
It is, but some people go to church for that purpose, like you said, to get in where they can fit in.
To network and everything else. And I think on this issue, a lot of people in the gay community, in the lesbian community, are saying this is not the only situation. There are tons of people who are, pastors, who are athletes, who are NBA players, NFL players, rappers. Let's not even get started on that. Who participate? They hate people openly. They hate homosexuals and lesbians openly, but secretly they participate in this type of activity. And it's like, I think Bishop Yvette Flonder, she is a pastor out in San Francisco, and she's a same gender loving pastor. And she talked about how God is about to remove the covers off of every.
And with that being said, please hit them with our daily thought for today. When you said hiding yourself and not being true to yourself, who cares what a person thinks about you, or is this about what you think about yourself first and foremost?
Yeah, it was like, because I'm being affected by what people think about you
at
all. And it says people can relate to you even as they judge you. And if they see you as truly sincere, they can forgive you of your sordid past. Yet I tell you this, so as long as you are still worried about what others think of you, you are owned by them. Only when you require no approval from outside yourself can you truly own yourself. And for me...
And that's why I'm going to stay Denise.
Look at you. for me, that stuff helps me more than going to hear some pastor telling me I'm going to hell, telling me I got to give all my offering and my tithe, and I'm sitting waiting for Jesus to do something.
And
but
you
yeah,
pass the collection plate around long enough, it might come up short.
It might. No, but I'm serious. And you sitting there waiting for Jesus to do something, and you're like, God, okay, I'm going to church faithfully, I'm doing all this, I'm doing this, and nothing's happening to me. Yet my homeboys, they go to the strip club every week, and they got more money than me and all this. And I was baffled. I'm like, what the heck is going on? And then this pastor said something that just tripped me out. Pastor Reverend, she's a bishop now, Barbara Hill from Hillside International Ministries in Atlanta, Georgia. She said, if people understand the principle of law, mind, action. Law, mind, action is like begets like. What you have in your mind is what's constantly going to come to you. That's why you can have people who say, well, I go to church, I'm sanctified, I speak in tongues, I shout, I fall out, I run around the church, but yet they still driving better than me, they living better than me, they going to get, and that's the principle of law, mind, action. So that's why we have so many people who will hear something like this thing happening with Eddie Long, or who happened with Ted Haggard, what happened with Juanita Bynum, and they fall out and I ain't gonna have no relationship with God. No, I'm gonna have a relationship with God, but I'm gonna look at my pastors and my evangelists and the prophet and say, I know you human just like me, and you can get up there and be all energized and all, all feeling the spirit and everything, but you ain't spiritual when you go to the bathroom. You gotta get all them in and they'll do something.
Instead of addressing the dang-on issue.
It's crazy, man. And the issue is that there are people who have same gender attractions and they go to church, they pay tithes. Some of them are the highest tithes.
So their money not
I know.
Good enough, or not
the only funny money the church recognizes is counterfeit. They don't understand exactly. So all that nonsense. But then this also opens up a debate too, because you have so many people who
You're over here in a somber mood, and I've told you time and time again, people will always disappoint you. You have to be, you have to do like what we just talked about in our previous statement about knowing yourself, being yourself, and nothing that a human can do can take that away from you.
No.
So now you got to grab the book and look at it and stop.
No.
Get out of this little rut.
I'm not in a rut. It's just like I told you in the previous segment. I follow, Bishop Long ministry, and I follow some other people's ministry, and I've learned tremendous things. And what they taught me was that now is that null and void? No, I believe in it.
Right, it's not null and void.
But I'm just saying, like I told you on the last segment, I have been in the church all my life. So much so that it almost has turned a bad taste, because I've seen how you hurt people. There is no church, there's no hurt like church hurt. And I know how vicious and how malicious and how evil church people can be in order to say that they are right and Jesus is with me and Jesus is not with you. And some people prey on stuff like that and wait for stuff to happen to leaders so they can say,
some people pray at you instead of for you.
Exactly.
Some people wait for you to fall, but once you build your foundation, it's nothing that no one can say or no one can do that will make you fall.
I understand that.
No, you don't, because you're going to cry in the car. Because the way you're looking right now, you're just bringing me down. You are going to cry in the car.
I'm bringing you down, that's what you were to say?
But being that I'm so strong, it just can't happen. It just won't happen.
No, it's not. It's a different aspect than most of the media, because I'm not bashing him, nor am I bashing these three guys who came out with this lawsuit. And out of respect for his children and his wife.
In the church. It's up to you to have that foundation. You need to know what you're going for. You're not going for the building. You're not going for the pastor himself. You're going to get what you can get out of it, and you interpret it what you can. And each one teach one, whatever, however. I mean.
Yeah, I understand that. But like Baptist, Kojic church all my life. I know, like a couple of years ago, that thing would happen with Juanita Bynum. How she was beat down, and then she came out about her story, and people dogged her out in the media.
But now look at it. Now she's back. So
she's back, but not to the extent that she was before. She's not there, and it's almost like the thing with Jim Baker and Tammy Faye Baker. Because of Jim Baker's actions, they crucified Tammy Faye Baker.
And then what about Paula White? What's going on with her?
I mean, even like the thing with her and that pastor thing. I mean, people we put so much emphasis in these people, and when they fail us,
and some people are sitting there waiting in the background, like you said, for them to fall and say, "See, I told you, that's why I don't go to church." Don't make excuses on why you don't do whatever it is in life that you don't do.
Yeah.
But
to focus on their personal relationship and just doing you, man. Seriously, because I'm done with that hypocritical religious stuff and people. I'm done with it.
You are right.
I'm done with it. So
Perk up, perk up,
I'm
perk
cool.
up.
I'm cool.
He gonna cry in the car.
I'm cool.
Okay, he gonna cry when we go in the house.
No, I'm cool. I'm really cool. I mean, when you hear something like this, man. I mean, you hear something like this.
My thing just popped open. What is that? Did they say the cloth? It was gonna be revealed. The cover gonna come off. You said it.
I prophesied it. Hey, thank y'all for watching the Dawson and Denise show.
I'm Denise.
I'm Dawson, man. Hey, be safe, love yourself, love yourself, man, and stay up.